We'll be working on a 2024 ZR200 that does not want to idle. So we've been having some intermittent issues with it idling, and there's a TSS or a throttle safety switch on the inside of the throttle here. So get it started here. As soon as you touch the throttle barely, it pulls away from that TSS and it kills the motor, it kills the spark. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to fix that. And here's that TSS in there. You can see that little button in there, right there. That's the issue. As you can see that there's a little bit of a gap here in some place. So we want to tighten this up a little bit. However, I'll show you another way. We're going to tighten the throttle. Otherwise, you can unplug the sensor and that'll get you home. So up under the hood, to disconnect the TSS, which I don't recommend. This is just to get you home if you're stranded or something like that, and you don't have the tools to adjust your throttle cable. The safety switch is obviously there for a reason, and especially when kids are riding this, you want them to be safe. So this will get you home, but if you come under the hood, you find this plug right here. I just use a screwdriver, pop that out. That'll disconnect that TSS and it'll idle just fine. So now with the TSS unplugged, it runs just fine and that'll get you home. So I plugged the TSS back in and I'll show you the real way to fix this. We just want to take up the slack in the throttle cable. So this rubber chunk right here, that little protective rubber shroud, we're just going to clip, zip tie there, and this will reveal, it's almost like a turnbuckle style. So we just want to tighten this up so it takes up the slack in the throttle cable. So to do that, I'm going to loosen up this jam nut. That's 10 millimeter, and then the actual turnbuckle here is going to be 8 millimeter. So we'll loosen that 10 millimeter up, just so we can move the throttle cable a little bit. And I'm going to turn this until it sucks up that slack. And once you have that sucked up, let's go ahead and tighten this back up. And you obviously don't want to over tighten the throttle cable, otherwise it's going to take off on you. But we'll give this a shot and see what it does. So as you can see on the throttle, there's that gap isn't there, that was there. So let's see if that does the trick here. And as you can see, it's idling a lot higher and the track was actually spinning. I've got it up on a bucket there, so we're gonna have to loosen that up just a little bit. So I'll come back in here, loosen this up again. And we'll go the opposite way to give a little bit more slack. Obviously don't want a whole lot. And we'll tighten that back up. Now we'll give it a try. And that solved the problem. So just keep an eye on that. If it happens again, you just got to come back in here and adjust that throttle cable. So I'm going to slide this rubber piece back on there, put another zip tie on, and it's ready for the kids.